I mean, some people, real bad about it, will, be without gloves, but you pay for it. So everybody needs waterproof gloves. I have grabbed the wrong glove before, and, anyway, I've done everything wrong before. So, waterproof gloves, and you're really supposed to wear a mask, and I've got several here that you're more than welcome to use. I think that's one. That's good. I know it may be hot, but your lungs will thank you later, especially if you've got any kind of breathing issue going. The basic premise, what we're doing is we're mixing up, and it's a ratio, because you may want to mix up a little bit or you may want to mix up a lot, but it's a ratio recipe. And what we have found works the best is 1 part, it could be a cup, it could be a gallon, it could be a wheelbarrow full. 1 part of the Portland cement, you see it's the, right there at the gray, it's just Portland cement. It's not Quick Creek. I mean, the brand is Quick Creek, but right here, look for pure Portland cement. This is gray. You actually can find it in a pure white form. You have to look for it. But again, it depends on what your end product, what you want your end product to look like. 1 part of the Portland cement, and then we use 1.5 of the peat moss. And what the peat moss does, it lightens it up. Y'all know what pure concrete feels like. It's heavy. The peat moss lightens it up, and what over time it deteriorates. It decomposes, and you end up having holes, drainage holes, air holes in your product. And then the vermiculite or perlite, again, it's just a bonding agent, filler, whatever. And what Hypertufa, what we're trying to emulate, it was a natural product over in Europe. And they used it for feeding troughs, watering troughs, whatever. But the vein of it or whatever has been overused. It's hard to find. You can get antique Hypertufa pots. They're very, very, very expensive. The troughs. And so what we're doing is that we're going to do the exact same, basically the same thing. It almost looks the same way, only it's dirt cheap.
And it's man-made.
It's man-made, that's right.
Or woman-made.
Exactly.
Woman-made.
And another thing about concrete, it will stick to whatever you put it on. So you need a releasing agent, either a plastic bag or we've got this plain old, spray fat, is what I call it. Also a dietitian. It's horrible to use for your body. It's great to use for Hypertufa. It's about the only good use for it is stick it in a pot. You can also use Vaseline. Like if you had I don't think we have one here, but a metal form that's been hammered. I've used one of those before in my big old pot. I mean, yeah, slather this releasing agent, which is just plain old petroleum jelly. And then you can use a bag. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just slide it inside.
Right. And then you put your Hypertufa in there.
In here.
Where's Carol? Right here. Which is what we didn't do.
Yeah.
How do you keep the wrinkles?
Wait, I got it. Hold on.
How do you keep the wrinkles from?
So
you don't.
The
wrinkles add
character.
Texture. Exactly.
But anyway, this is what we're going to do. You're going to find a bowl. We've got plastic bags on the table. Mm-hmm. So this will be your releasing agent. Also, once you make your Hypertufa, you need to cover it. You need to take it home in a plastic bag because you want to keep it moist. When you're doing your bowls, you really want it about 2 inches thick, all on the bottom and all around the edges. You can choose to do it on the outside of a bowl or inside of a bowl. For today's purposes, because you want to take it home with you, it's best to do it inside the bowl, so you can take that bowl home with you.
Once you do, if you do it on the outside, once you put it someplace, you need to leave it there. It'll crack.
You're going to it for at least 2 days, if not a week. You also need a drainage hole. This is just a stick. They will tell you to use a dowel. It's like, go out and grab a stick. Use your finger. That's right. But you do need a drainage. I mean, it will drain. It's just a lot slower. So if you can, go in and put drainage hole. And again, depending on how big it is, you may need to do multiple drainage holes. So this is the basic for what we're going to do today, the pots. Also, on this bench, behind y'all, let me get a sample. It's going to be, y'all stay there. I'll come back. You can make a mushroom. And again, you know, I would spray these instead of using a plastic bag. You want to start with the stem first. You just cram it full. And then on the top of it, you fill the bottom about an inch or two. And then you put your filled stem on top of that. And then you fill in around it. So you'll be going home with it. You know, this will be, it'll have some on the bottom. You'll be taking this home. And then it will sit for, you know, a week or so. And then you can take it out. You know, you'll have to probably peel the styrofoam off around it. Also, and that's what that sample, yeah, our lovely assistant. Show us the mushroom. Okay, and then something else Doris has made is these can be, you know, pot feet or however, whatever you want to use it for. And there's several samples. Here's some pot feet. And
That's so light.
yeah, and that was made from this cardboard. Of course, that's not reusable. So once it, you know, you peel it off and throw it away. We also, someone brought, thank you, these little cups that you can make pot feet with. You know, if you're doing this at home and you have stuff left over, it's always good to have a small project that you can use the leftover stuff. Also, what is a neat project, you can buy these in the store. Make stepping stones. And, you know, it has the form, it comes with its rock and all that kind of stuff, but once you use it, it's gone. What you can do with the Hypertufa is you can keep either reusing these forms. Kate brought styrofoam. Yeah,
These would make great stepping stones.
the shallow bowls make stepping stones. The tops of the styrofoam make great stepping stones. We have
All kinds of stones.
behind y'all, there's all kinds of stones. You can do your name, you know, impress your name in it.
And these will be that strong that you can
It
step on.
should be, yeah. Now you need to let it cure for a long while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you leave them
Yeah,
out?
that's great for stepping stones. Good
Yeah.
job. You get a gold star.
Can you leave stepping stones out all year round? Or,
Yes.
I mean,
If it cures well enough.
Yes.
Now, one thing about concrete's a really, you know, it's a woman. Let me just say, just bring it out there. It's a woman. You never know what it's going to do. I mean, sometimes it'll really behave itself, and sometimes it will just crumble, and for no reason. You've done exactly the same thing, and just falls apart.
You can also put your grandkids or your kids'
Yeah.
handprints in
Yeah,
there.
these are
Handprints are
great
good.
for that kind of stuff. Another project, Doris was trying to do a fairy house. And this is just sort of this is more of an advanced kind of project, but because you have to sort of think in a negative form, negative way. But again, we're reusing, recycling. Yeah, this is one that she did with orange juice. And then you have to, you know, you do have to leave however you want to do it, voids, you know, to make it look like a house. Also, one thing that we did with the 4-H group, which was really kind of cool, is we did hands. And these hands are made with the blue nitrile gloves. And again, if you had a little bit left over, this is something good. You stuff it. You know, you have to stuff it all the way down to the fingers. The limiting, step, I guess, for this glove is that you can't, when you feel it, don't bend it so that the finger's like that. Not that it's a nasty sign, but the finger will break off. You know, right there at that joint is where it's going to be a weak point. So you really need to have it a gentle curve like this. And it's really best to have the fingers separated just a little bit. I did one with the hand closed, and you can't get the glove out from between the fingers.
Oh.
But it needs to sit for probably a good month, and then you take a razor blade, and you're very, very careful cutting that glove away from it, because everybody that's done it has broken off at least 1 or 2 fingers. And in fact, I have one that's a very nasty hand. So. But I did find the finger, so I'm going to try to glue it on there. But I believe Mary took a picture of it
She
during
did.
the garden tour.
I remember that.
Yes. It's like,
I don't think she's posted it on the website
I
yet.
hope not. It's not exactly the sentiment we're hoping for when people come to our garden tours. But here's the handouts, information. I'll put them on the table before y'all leave. Get a handout. Above all, y'all have a wonderful time. How the process. What we're going to do, we've gotten the dry ingredients mixed, and you need to thoroughly mix them before you add water. Thoroughly mix them. Then he's going to start adding gradual water, and some say it's 1 part water. So if you do 1 part Portland, 1.5 peat moss, 1 or 1.5 vermiculite, then again it'd be only 1 part water. But start less than that. Mix it up. It's supposed to be like brownie mix, a really dry brownie mix.
Does all of that have vermiculite, or does some of it have
everything's
perlite?
No, we don't have any perlite today.
Okay.
Perlite's more expensive, so I don't use it. Unless you have a specific, project that you want it for. Also, one thing I did not bring today, but if you can find fiberglass fibers, you can get it from a cement plant. You can probably order it online. That, again, it's a bonding agent, and if you're doing something kind of delicate, it will help the concrete not crack. But I used it, and I did a plant. It looks like a fuzzy nest, because the fibers are kind of sticking out. And what they say to do is get a blowtorch, and you can blow burn the fiberglass off. This station here, I'm going to be doing a leaf casting. That is if you've already done a bowl. You've already done a hand, you've done mushroom. Not today. I don't expect everybody to do everything because we don't have enough supplies. But this is a more an advanced process. If you're interested in that, if I have time, I'm going to be showing how to do that. All right, y'all ready?
Yay!
Woo! Any questions before we go?
Okay, we are going to have a drawing today for 2 daylilies to give away, and I'm going to put some little pieces of paper up here on the tables, and if you will, at some point, it'd be good if you could do it soon, just write your name on the little slip of paper, and there's a little gray square container to put your name in there, and we'll have drawings before you leave today. And we have a daylily for all our visitors who've never been to a Northwest Georgia Daylily Society meeting. And if you came in after Vicki started, there's a yellow sheet up here to sign in on. And we're glad to have everybody.
But we want everybody's name on a sheet of paper, whether you're a helper, master gardener helper, new, guest, whatever. We'd love to have your name. We will not solicit or sell your email address to anybody. I will give that point. Did you want to say something?
Oh, if you're planning on making one of the bowls for a plant, you need to let this cure thoroughly before you put a plant in it. The acid in that is still leaching out and will not be good for the plant. So let it weather.
Yeah.
For a goodly while.
For all winter, actually.
All winter.
Yeah, really, it needs to be all winter. Okay, off to the races.